Hey everybody, this is a training video on moving PDFs. This is for taking the editorial and classified PDF pages and moving them over to our Architect system for outputting plates later on. First thing you have to make sure of is that you're connected to the network SharePoints, and you can do this by going to Connect to Server on a Mac, or it should be mapped network drive on your PCs. But on the Mac, we're going to go to Connect to Server, which is Apple K. Is the shortcut, and we currently have two network SharePoints that we need to connect to, or network maps that we need to connect to. One is 10.99.1.42, which is our local area network, and the other one is 10.99.1.142, which is the Architect system. So first I'll do our own LAN. So we connect to that, and you have to use, for the LAN, you have to use your own username and password for your email to be able to connect to it, and you should have the proper permissions. So we're going to connect, and there's three SharePoints that we want to make sure that we're connected to in this long list. We got CM&M DTI, Commercial Finished Pages, and Gypsum Prepress. And I'll explain those in a minute after I connect to the SharePoint for our Architect system. Again, this one's 142 for the Architect system, and we're going to log in for the input SharePoint. And recognize that on this one, if you haven't got it saved for your computer, the username is administrator and the password is EGFA, and EGFA is lowercase, AGFA. So we want to connect to the input device. So when we have that up, let me just change the view. This shows all of the places, and dir in is the actual hot folder for dropping our PDF pages. First one I'm going to show you, just so you get familiar with our local area network drives. Commercial Finished Pages. If you are downloading stuff from our FTP site, when it's all done, you put the pages in the Commercial Finished Pages. So we have a copy later on. That's the only reason for it, is just an archive. Okay, CM&M DTI, the SharePoint where editorial puts its pages. And the path is CM&M DTI, from DTI Cloud, and then Prepress. Now, I've got a bunch of files in there already, just because we're going to be doing this testing, and that's all of these Aspen Times Daily files. If it was the middle of production, these files would be trickling in, and they trickle in on the top level of Prepress. Okay, so the other file that you would be getting from is Gypsum Prepress, which it is Gypsum Prepress classified to proof, and the top level of that is where the files are for your classified for whatever given publication that they're working on at that time. Again, I have the Aspen pages in here. Now, before you send pages to the director or to Pitstop, whatever you're supposed to be doing at the time, we need to make sure that you're giving the pages the once over, taking a look at them. So you can open them up in Acrobat, or you can view them with your previewer. But what you're looking for is that up here you have the correct publication, the correct day, the correct date, and your odds are going to be on the right-hand side, evens on the left-hand side. You're looking for low-resolution ads, holes, overlapping ads, anything that looks out of the ordinary. So I'm not going to go through them all, but you want to go through and you want to look at each one of those things. Again, you're looking at the date line, the folio, the publication, the page number, and anything that looks peculiar in the actual content. Okay, so let's pretend I've done all of them. So from here, we want to be able to take these pages and go into Director In, which is where the rip rips them. So I would take them and I would drop them into there. There's 5 of them, and I would let them go, and they go. I'm not doing a bunch of them. I'm only doing a few, because if you plug up the network too much until the Director In moves it, then you'll end up with an error and you have to redo it anyway. So we take little groups, okay? Now I'm just going to do the B section right there right now, and I'm going to put B12 in there. so that I can show you. Same thing would happen if and when after you've checked the Aspen Times Daily, you grab chunks of it and you put them in and let them rip after you've checked them. Now, before I get too far, I also want to make sure that we're cleaning up and keeping things organized as we move forward. So these ones I've already sent, as you know, into Director In to be ripped. I'm going to take those and I'm going to move them over to this Aspen Times Daily folder, and they're going to get copied over there. Now I'm doing that because now I can clean up my classified to proof. I still have them selected here, and I'm just going to delete them now because I've already copied them. And these ones over here, 1 through 9, I already moved, so I'm going to move them into Aspen Times Daily as well. So now you can see that my folder is going to start to get smaller. Oh, and I did do B12. My folder is going to start to get smaller. Now, we have an imaged folder that's empty right now, but I know that I've imaged these, so I'm going to move them in there, and that's for the current working one. There's also an old, and an old shows the days of the week, and that's important because we keep 1 week's worth of old PDFs, and this is where we put them. So you got Sunday, Monday, which is the one that we're working on, Tuesday, Wednesday, so on and so forth. So when it's all said and done, we will take these imaged ones from here and move them into Monday. So that's how you organize your daily publications and move your daily publications around and send them into your Director In for ripping and plating. Next video will be on how to plate those ones. Thank you.